Namaste, Pranam, Gita Dhyanam. Om Parthaya Pratibodhitam Bhagavata Narayanena Swayam Vyasena Gratitam Purana Munina Madhye Mahabharatam Advaitam Ritavarshinim Bhagavatim Ashtadashadhyayinim Ambatva manusandadhami Bhagvad Gite Bhavadveshinim. O Bhagavad Gita, with which Lord Narayana himself gave enlightenment to Partha. The ancient sage Vyasa included it in the Mahabharata. O Goddess, showerer of the nectar-like knowledge of non-dualism, contained in your 18 chapters. O my affectionate mother, the destroyer of rebirth, I meditate upon thee. Krishna Vandana. Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kansa Chanura Mardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum. Son of Vasudeva, the slayer of Kansa and Chanur, extreme delight for Mother Devaki, O Lord Krishna, the supreme teacher of the universe, my salutations to you. Srimad Bhagavad Gita and our reading of the 13th Adhyaya, the Kshetradnya Vibhag Yoga, the knowledge of the field and the knower of the field, this body and the ultimate indweller of this body who knows everything, who is to be known actually. Who is to be known by the path shown by him, by the path of knowledge shown by him. And it is our effort to know that universal entity. And Sri Krishna is telling us, having told us about the properties of how this field is constructed, how the field has come into effect. Now Sri Krishna is telling about the great Almighty, the Kshetradnya. And Sri Krishna says this Kshetradnya is not far away from us. He is there very much. He is sitting inside all of us. He is the nearest of the near. He seems to be far away. He seems to be durastham. But at the same time, he is the nearest of the near. The 16th Shloka that we read yesterday, Sri Krishna further elaborated about this Kshetradnya. He told that this Kshetradnya is undivided but appears to be divided through all this multitudinal diversity which he has created in this universe. He is undivided. But for us, it appears all these diverse beings that he has created, they are all different forms of his. But in reality, he is indivisible. He is undivided. Vibhagtam cha bhuteshu vibhagtam iva cha sthitam. While he himself is indivisible, he cannot be divided, he cannot be categorized. This is my God, that is your God, that is their God. No, God is one. But appears to be divided in the beings. Bhuteshu vibhaktam ivacha sthitam. He at the same time, he dwells in all these beings, in all these diverse beings, in the diverse forms, although he is indivisible. And then Bhuta bhartrut jñeyam grasishnu prabhavishnu. And he is known to be the supporter of this entire creation. He is the caretaker. He nourishes, he takes care like a loving mother of his own creation. And finally, grasishnu. He is the devourer, he is the destroyer of his own creation. And once destroyed, again, Prabhavishnu, again the creation comes forth as his will. So that is all the mightiest properties, the mightiest attributes of this great Kshetradnya. Although he is attributeless, but still he appears to be arriving in so many diverse ways, appearing in so many diverse forms. For the sake of us, he takes all these forms to make us understand that these forms are also him only, he who is indivisible. That was the 16th shloka. And to that we had read Sri Ramakrishna's that beautiful example of how the holy man, he correlates the appearance of cloud in the sky and vanishing of the cloud when the wind takes away, carries away the cloud, and only the open sky, the vast sky remains. Having seen that sight, this holy man, he correlates it to be the creation coming into existence in the backdrop of this vast indivisible Brahman. Suddenly this cloud comes and we say, oh, what a beautiful cloud, what a shape, what a color, what an appearance. To us it looks like that. And that holy man, he perceived the creation of universe on the backdrop of the great Parabrahman. And then as the Maya gets removed, the veil is removed, the cloud vanishes, and then Brahman remains ever itself, like that vast indivisible sky. The Brahman ever remains itself. And that was the teaching that Sri Ramakrishna gave us in line with the 16th shloka of the Kshetradnya Vibhag Yoga. Today we will read the 17th shloka, where again Sri Krishna is further going to tell about this Kshetradnya. How is the Kshetradnya? How is he? Jyotishāmapi tajjyotistamasah paramucyate jñānam jñeyam jñānagamyam hridi sarvasya vishthitam. So that is what this Kshetradnya is. Sri Krishna says, jyotishāmapi tajjyotihi. He is the light of lights. Whatever, he is the knowledge of knowledge. He is the ultimate enlightenment of all the things that are to be learned. He is the jyotishāmapi tajjyotistamasah paramucyate. He is beyond the darkness. He is beyond ignorance. He is the ultimate knowledge. Jyoti is light. Jyotishāmapi tajjyotihi. Of all the jyotis, he is the supreme-most light. He is the light of all the lights. He is the one who is paramucyate. He is said to be beyond the tamas, beyond the darkness, beyond the ignorance, because he is the ultimate knowledge. And then jñeyam, jñānam, jñeyam, jñānagamyam. Jñānam is knowledge. Jñeyam, that which is to be known. And jñānagamyam, he is the goal of knowledge. Jñānagamyam, he is what is to be known, that is the ultimate goal. That ultimate goal of knowledge is he. He is to be known. And he is to be known by what? By jnana, the path of knowledge that he has shown to us. Sri Krishna, so compassionately, he has shown us this path of knowledge to know the ultimate knower, to know the one who is to be known, who is the goal of the entire knowledge. That is the end point. Beyond that, there is no knowledge. That is the knowledge. Beyond that, there is nothing. That ultimate knowledge is even supreme to all the darkness, all the ignorance. Beyond that, there is nothing. That is the end of all knowledge. So jñānagamyam is the goal of all knowledge. Jñeyam, that which is to be known. What is to be known? The Kshetradnya. Kshetradnya is to be known. We should know what is Kshetradnya, and Sri Krishna has made all the efforts in explaining to us and describing to us what are all the different attributes of this Kshetradnya. Although Kshetradnya, himself or herself is attributeless. But for the sake of our poor understanding, for the sake of our poor grasping of what that thing can be, of that what that ultimate reality can be, Sri Krishna has put forth so many examples to us, the attributes to us. And here again he is saying he is the light of all lights. There is no light in this world which is not illumined by his light. That is the mother source of all the light, of all the knowledge, driving away all the tamas, all the ignorance, all the darkness. And jñānam, jñeyam, jñānagamyam, the knowledge by which he is to be known, and he is the objective of all the studies, of all the understandings, of all the knowledge, jñānagamyam. And then Sri Krishna says finally at the end of the shloka, hridi sarvasya vishthitam. He is dwelling there in the heart of all the beings, irrespective of who is that being. Sarvasya. There is no discrimination, the high, low, this caste, this sex, that sex. There is no distinction, no differentiation. There is no distinction in this multitudinal diversity. He is dwelling in the heart of all the beings. Hridi sanyasya vishthitam. He is sitting there so peacefully, so calmly, so blissfully. He is vishthitam sarvasya hridi. He is sitting, he is dwelling, he is happily enjoying sitting there in the heart of all of us, in the heart of all the beings. And we are unaware of it. We try to ignore that reality. The light of all lights, he is said to be beyond darkness. The knowledge, the knowable, and the goal of knowledge is he. And he is seated in the hearts of all beings. Though the sun and the stars are self-luminous, they lose their luminosity while in pralaya. When the phase of destruction comes, when the Lord, when the Divine Mother decides to draw back this creation into that indivisible Paramatman, the self of the Parabrahman, the ultimate self, all these sun and stars, they start losing their luminosity. They lose their light. They are so-called, they are called as self-luminous. But during the time of pralaya, there is no self-luminosity in the sun, in the stars. And then we realize then that this self-luminous nature of sun is not sun's. It is his. Who has created? Who has brought forth all this solar system, and we don't know how many solar systems are there in this universe. Buddhi acquires its power of understanding from the Atman. In the same way, now, although we feel they are all self-luminous, but their luminosity, their sparkling, their, the enlightenment, the glare that we see in all these suns and stars, it is not theirs. It is someone else's. In the same way, our intellect also. The intellect that we realize, I am intelligent person. We all of us, we feel we are so intelligent. But that intelligence that we all possess, it is not the function of this body. It is function of the one who is dwelling inside. Once the indweller of this body decides to leave the body, where is that show of intelligence? Where is that show of buddhi? Where is that show of my cleverness, my wisdom? Nothing. Then, once the indweller leaves, the intelligence will be there. But then this body has got no use for it. So who is the original owner of that intelligence? It is not this body. It is someone else. So that is what Sri Krishna here means to say, that he is the light of lights. Jyotishāmapi tajjyotihi. And this light is beyond all the darkness, beyond all the ignorance. The intelligence this body shows is borrowed intelligence, which is borrowed from the Atman, which is borrowed from the Jivatman. The physical light and darkness, the characteristics of the inert matter, do not have any effect or access to Atman. Now all this so-called intelligence, my wisdom, my sharpness, is actually not of the body at all. Body feels I am sharp. The body feels I am so intelligent. This physical. But this intelligence doesn't belong to the body at all. In pitch darkness, one is not able to see one's own body and clothing. But that darkness is no hindrance to self-cognizing its own presence. So there is pitch darkness in the room. There is pitch darkness in the room. Can I see my hand? We are all sitting in a pitch dark room. Can we see each other? No. But even in that darkness, there is this understanding, I'm there. So what? I'm not able to see myself. I am there. So that kind of that is the self-cognizance. This self-cognizance is not improved by the presence of sunlight. Suddenly we put on the lights. So I am there, that feeling is there whether light is there or not, isn't it? Even in darkness it is there. And when the sunlight, when we switch on the light, suddenly we start seeing our body. But for us there is nothing new. I am there, yes. I am very much there, whether it is light or dark. So this light or darkness, it is the function of this physical eyes for that matter. It is the function of physical eyes. But the realization of I am there, that is the function of this ultimate indweller. The sunlight and darkness are perceived by the physical eye because of the light it has acquired from the Atman. Even in darkness we perceive we are there, right? We feel we are there. That is because of the knowledge which is coming from some other source. So my knowledge of I am there during the dark phase in this room, even in pitch dark I am there in this room, that knowledge, that feeling is not independent. It depends on the knowledge of something else. In sunlight I know that I am there, so in the dark I also know that I am there. This light, this knowledge, this self-awareness is the brought down function from that Atma. That is the ultimate light. The senses perceive, the mind feels, and intellect cogitates because of the light they get from the Atman. They have got, this body has got nothing of its own. Everything that this body possesses, whether it is the senses, whether it is the mind, the perception of the senses, the functioning of the mind, and the cogitation of this intellect, it is all because of this Atman dwelling inside. That is the base of the entire knowledge, of the entire light, of the entire being as such. So that is what Sri Krishna has told us in this 17th shloka about the another attribute of this indweller. Another attributes of this indweller, who is the Kshetradnya, that he is the light of all the lights. He is beyond darkness, and he is the knowledge. He is the one to be known, and he is the ultimate objective, ultimate goal of the entire knowledge. And once we gain that knowledge, once we get that knowledge, we come face to face with the reality. That is what happens. And Sri Ramakrishna also gives a beautiful example on this. Sri Ramakrishna says, he who realizes Ishvara in his heart is able to realize him outside too. When that knowledge dawns, when that knowledge, when that realization comes to us, then we know that what is in us is everywhere. Then we get this realization that the same self is pervading this entire creation. Hridi sarvasya vishthitam. He is dwelling, he is happily sitting in all hearts of all the beings around us, irrespective of human beings, irrespective of animal beings, irrespective of plant kingdom, irrespective of chara achara. That fellow is there. He has occupied everything. And Sri Ramakrishna says, he who realizes Ishvara in his heart is able to realize him outside too. Then he says, then that the feeling of oneness with this entire creation, then it takes firm root. He who has not known him within himself cannot cognize him elsewhere. Till the time we are ignorant on this fact that the Kshetradnya dwells in us, that the Lord, great Lord, dwells in us, in our hearts, He's sitting there. Till the time we don't gain that enlightenment, we cannot see God anywhere else. Therefore, he who sees God in his heart sees Him everywhere. And in the clear terms, Sri Ramakrishna has told, having seen God in one's own heart, then that devotee, then that knower, then that seer, he comes to know what Sri Krishna has said in this shloka, that indweller, that ultimate Kshetradnya is dwelling in the hearts of all beings. Hridi sarvasya vishthitam. So such a wonderful, enlightening shloka, 17th shloka of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Sri Krishna Arpanamastu. Jai Sri Ramakrishna. Jai Thakur Jai Ma. Jai Swamiji.